Hi everybody, Icevalkyrie here, reporting to you from my room. Awesome. So I'm here to talk to you about PAX 2015 because it was a mighty journey and a half. Um, as some of you know, I usually travel and go there every year, or try to anyways. I've been going for the last 3 years, I believe now. So this year was like a little bit different. It was, well, let's start off with like the beginning, which is basically the ticket sales that went up. Last year, let's look back. Basically, what happened was that the tickets sold out within 45 minutes of them going up online. So what happened this year was like, bam, okay, PAX, where's the tickets at? And then they surprised us, and it was like, well, holy crap. So I was lucky enough to actually get a ticket in the first place because, hell, not many people knew about it, and it kind of sucked in that sense because everybody was caught off guard, but at the same time it was a really great strategy on their part. So it kind of worked out, kind of didn't work out for people, but whatever. Um, yeah, I say whatever in the sense of, okay, so let's talk about my actual experience. Let's see, I got in on Thursday, so Thursday was like the extra day to actually go in, chill for a little bit, get our PAX tickets without any problems and whatnot. Um, so I had a nice 6 hours drive from home to Boston, and I absolutely love Boston, by the way. Like, try to go there every year if possible, because it's just like the same sort of town or same sort of area in which I live in, which is like pretty cool. Um, so yeah, we got on a Thursday and we just chilled for a while. It was cool. We had some fun there. Went out to really cool restaurant with some friends. Now it's becoming a tradition because we always go to this restaurant. And um, yeah, it was just great times and we had so much fun with that. And I'm going to let you know about Friday in just 2 seconds. Okay, so let's talk about Saturday. Oh, by the way, these are the passes that we got this year. So we got the Friday pass that was here, the Saturday pass, and the Sunday pass. They didn't really change them too much, I mean, except for maybe the colors or whatever, and maybe a few of the little doohickeys on the back of them. It's pretty cool. So Friday, let's see what happened. Okay, Friday was the day that I actually cosplayed as my Ruby character. If you guys are not familiar with RWBY, or Ruby as it's called, the character I was cosplaying on Friday is called Ruby Rose, and she's basically me, well, with my hair and everything like that. I had been working on that costume for, oh god, for like maybe a few months or something, and I finally got it done and I was super happy, but then I actually couldn't finish the scythe on time. It's a gun scythe, it's really huge. Yeah. Prop didn't make it on time, but unfortunately, you know, like, I'm gonna actually finish it in the future, so it's gonna be great. But I was able to actually bring my costume with me for Ruby, so that was cool. So I decided to wear it on a Friday, so I did that. Um, got up at a decent hour to get to the convention. Since basically I had been to the convention beforehand, I expected there to be a lot of lines, so I decided to go to the convention a little bit later and skip the huge lineups to get into the expo hall. And that was a good choice because holy crap, I saw how many people were in there after the fact. Um, so I was in there, I was going around with my friends and everything like that. The expo hall was really, I'd say more tamed compared to the previous years because of the fact there's less, I guess you could say, less vendors, less AAA titles that there used to be, which was, it kind of worked out in the way for the flow of the people, but at the same time it was still crowded anyways during the following days. I enjoyed the fact that there was space, but at the same time I kind of missed the idea of having more vendors and stuff like that, and more selection, more choice to choose from. However, some of the really cool stuff that I got to see though on Friday was, because like I didn't really do much except for like just look at everything before trying it out, so I got to see really like how big the booths were this year, and I was actually really happy the fact that Capcom actually had a merch store this time, because they had been there previously and they didn't have a merch booth, and everybody's like, oh my god, can we buy Capcom stuff? And they didn't have anything. So this year they had that. It was really cool. So I made plans to actually like purchase stuff in the following days after that. My wallet is destroyed, by the way, because I bought so much stuff this weekend. So let's see. On Friday, I really did check out other stuff. Like, oh, I did buy a lot of things on Friday though, because I went to the Rooster Teeth booth, obviously dressed as Ruby. And I bought a lot of stuff, which you guys can see here. I bought a lot of things. This was really cool because I actually really wanted the figurines for the longest time, and I was hoping that I would get my hands on them because I already had the Ruby figure from last year, I believe. Yeah, it was last year. So I want to complete like my little set that's there. I'm not sure if they're going to make any more in the future regarding the other characters, but hopefully they will, and maybe I'll get my hands on them. I have no idea. I also got these plushies that are right here. Yeah, those are really cool plushies, and I also went crazy and I bought like Volume 2 of Ruby, obviously, because I didn't have it on Blu-ray. So I got that, and it cost me a buttload of money. But yeah, it was kind of strange because I was like, oh my gosh, are they gonna give me a discount because I'm dressed like Ruby? But no, they didn't. I'm so sad. Okay, so what else did I get? I bought like a whole bunch of stuff literally that day though, because I got my stuff out of the way. I bought like video games like usual, because you know it's a gaming convention, why not? Not really much happened on this Friday at the actual convention itself, because there were panels that I did attend. I actually went to go witness the, I'm saying witness, I got to see the Games Done Quick panel. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but JDC always does a charity stream, live stream, every year. They also have they have Summer Games Done Quick, and then they have the one that's in February. But these guys are really known. They're really good for their speed runs, and they raise a lot of money for charity. So you guys should go check them out. They're amazing. I cannot believe how much like really cool stuff that they actually do through these speed runs. And when I actually visited this panel, one of the guys was doing a Castlevania speed run, and I was like, holy crap, this is cool, because like when we watched it and it was over, nobody knew that the game was finished. So he had done it that quickly, and it was just really cool. We got to learn some tips and tricks to do with the actual speedruns themselves, which I was really impressed by as well. So it was a very insightful actual panel that I attended. What else did I do on Friday? I don't think I did really much anything to do with the convention. It was more or less after the fact that we did stuff, though. So a bunch of my friends and I were like, oh, we're going to go party, and it was going to be really great. We wanted to go to the Twitch party at PAX, which was also associated with Infinite Crisis. It was at this bar called Lucky Strike, or Julia's and Lucky Strike, I think. Yeah, we got there, and we had like sort of RSVP'd beforehand, but we didn't know what to expect, to be honest. So when we got there, we're like, oh, it's like hundreds of people on the inside, and there was nothing really much going on. People were there, they were drinking, but like literally there was I didn't see any organizers there whatsoever, and we didn't see any actual bar people. Like we saw only 2 bartenders behind the bar, and that was it. Like the whole entire place was basically full of just people. And we're like, okay, this is boring, so we left. And we're like, okay, we gotta do something else and find another party. So we're like, okay, let's go online and check it out. So one of my friends like found this really cool party, and they're like, yeah, let's go do this. So we went. We got there. We're like, oh my god, there's a huge lineup outside, and they hadn't let people in yet or whatever. So we were just like, okay, we're gonna go wait in line. It's cold outside. Doesn't matter. Canadian, we can handle this. It's cool. Which we did. We stood out in line outside for 30 minutes, kept each other like company, obviously, before we can get in party. But what happened next, we didn't really expect very much. We got to the front of the line, we're like, oh shit, I think we had to RSVP for this event. So we got to the front of the line, and finally they're like checking for tickets, and we're like, I don't have tickets. We don't have any tickets at all. So I have to do sweet talking, and I'm like, Miss, I don't think any of us knew, but we just stood outside on the line for 30 minutes out in the cold, and none of us knew that we had to RSVP for this event. Is there anything you can do for us? And she was like, sort of hesitant, and she's like, okay, let me talk to my boss. And we're all like standing around, and we're like, oh my god, is she going to do anything? Like, we're 4 people there. There's no way in hell they're not going to let us in. Or they could have basically refused us, but you know. So anyways, she comes back, her boss comes, just like, yeah, sure, come on, guys, come in. And we're like, what? Okay. So we go in, and we get our really huge badges. Hold on a second, guys. You guys see this. This is really cool. This is the badge that we got. It was an after party. It was actually sponsored by Asus, PC Gamer, and the actual thing itself was the Republic of Gamers, and it was the after party for that. So that was a big, huge badge that we actually carried at that time. It was really cool. We got inside, drank a lot. Yep. There was cool events that were actually inside, because it was like a giant like rave party, and there was like people dancing at the front, and then there was like little like points, that things you can do. You can test a game that was up there. I think it was the Evolve game. Took pictures, which if you guys go to my Twitter, you'll actually see the picture that I took with one of my friends. We just had a really great time, and one of the stories that was really good from that was I had actually gone to ask, because there was like an upstairs part, and I had to ask, there's a bodyguard that was standing on one side of the upstairs, and I asked him, I said, sir, what's upstairs? And he says, oh, it's VIP access. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he tells me, he's like, well, you know what, you can go upstairs the other way. I was like, really? Okay, let's go do that. So we went upstairs, and sure enough, the whole entire VIP was actually not even closed off at all, and we literally had the whole entire upstairs floor that was considered VIP, and we didn't know. So I sat down, and I was ordering a drink for this waitress, and she comes back, she gives me my drink, and she walks away, and I'm like, whoa, lady, I need to pay you. But yeah, she didn't take my money. I was like, okay, you don't want my money? What's going on here? So what happened after that was that we found out that we were in the VIP section and literally got drinks all night for free. So after that point, we got our drinking game on. And it was like an all-out dance party. Like, for real, I actually had taken several videos that evening just to show, because one of the DJs that was there, his name is Headhunter, and he is a really awesome DJ, to be honest. Like, I've never heard such great music from a DJ before. Usually at DJs that like hit or miss songs, but the whole night it was just boom, 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 and it was great. It was awesome. We got drunk. It was good. We were responsible though. Getting outside because we stayed until closing, and I swear to God, everybody stayed until closing because that party was just way awesome. Then we had to cab it back to the hotel. Obviously, it was a very interesting ride home though, because oh, this is one thing about Boston though. If you guys are in Boston, you ever drove in there? Oh my gosh. Prepare yourself for being very, very offensive driving. Not defensive, offensive. You have to be very aggressive when you're driving as well, because if not, you're never going to make it to your destination. The drivers are very aggressive there, and that's semi-good thing, but at the same time I feared for my life because there's so many accidents that could have happened. Oh well. Okay, so yeah, that was my Friday night. Oh my god. Okay, and Saturday. Okay, Saturday I was supposed to plan to wear my ribbon costume, but because of the night before, I was not exactly the greatest shape. I was not hungover. I have to say, I was not hungover. However, I didn't feel too great. I was very exhausted because my muscles and everything was, yes, anyways. So I decided not to wear my costume. I said, you know what, it's probably going to be better for me to not do that and carry around a heavy sword, because you guys seen how massive that is. If you look at one of my previous tutorials for the alt blade anyways, that thing's big. And you know what, like, I felt sad like that I didn't wear it this weekend, but at the same time I'm looking at all those other cosplayers and I don't think I would have had as much fun. I would have been more tired and sick, and it would not be cool at all. So yeah, I just decided to go for more of a comfort approach. I mean, that was a decision on my part. You don't always have to cosplay at these events, and I think it was better anyways that I didn't do that. So anyways, that's a tip for you guys. If ever you decide to have that choice, feel free to make it. It was maybe the best choice that I had made that whole weekend, just to save myself from any extra problems anyways, carrying things and whatnot. So yeah, I did that, and I was able to actually move around and get to different places and whatnot on Saturday, which was really cool because I got to attend more panels. And oh, at the end of the night for Saturday, though, I actually, for the first time, made it to the Cards Against Humanity panel. And that was something else, I have to say, because last few years we tried to get in and the lineup was already capped and we couldn't get in and it was crazy. We literally did stay in line for about like an hour and a half before we actually got to the panel. So, but it was well worth it. Like, let me tell you, even the creators came out and they gave us like free cards, which I'm going to show you here. It was Cards Against Humanity, the Reject pack here. Some of these cards are really interesting because they actually have like the person's like little drawing at the bottom of them, and there's some of them that are in here that's actually like an ink blot card and whatnot. I don't know how that was going to play well with the actual game, but we'll find out eventually when I do play it anyways. So yeah, that was a really cool actual game that we witnessed, or like they asked us for new suggestions for new cards and whatnot, and some of them people gave them, but the best part and the highlight of the actual panel was the fact that they asked us to answer emails, rejected emails that they received from people. You know, like when you work for a company and sometimes gets weird messages or weird, actually, not even working for a company, just in general, people like message you or send you an email that's like completely like distorted, it has nothing to do with it, or somebody's complaining about something. Anyways, these kind of emails is what they were receiving complaints basically about their product. So they wanted us to answer them, and it was cool because like some of the answers they came up with, they were all basically trolling answers. Some of them had to do with Smash Mouth. I don't know what was up with that, except that they tried to show us this old school Firefly commercial they used to play on TV, which had Smash Mouth in the in the background of the video just to prove a point, which was pretty funny too. On top of that, because the Fox makes really weird commercials. Anyways, and I still remember that commercial, by the way. So yeah, they used that in their like signature. They're like Cards Against Humanity and Smash Mouth. But just to give you an example of one of these emails, it was basically this woman had wrote to them, and she was complaining about all the political stuff that they were making fun of with these cards, and one of them was like about Dick Cheney or something like that. And yeah, anyway, she was like trying to like slap the whole like political thing on them, and the reply back was, please forward all your next emails or complaints to Barack Obama. I was like, what? And everybody's just crazy about it. It was so funny. So that was the kind of answers anyways that they were giving back. I don't know if they'll ever show that or something like that to the public about what they did at their panel, but it was a fun time. What else did I do on Saturday? Saturday I did a lot of walking around. Oh, there was this really cool, actually at the Infinite Crisis booth. I would say it's more than one booth because they had like this whole carnival theme going on. It was like, they made you play carnival games in order to win prizes or swag, actually. This year, they made you work for your swag. Like, no joke. That's why I didn't come back with a lot of swag. It was just, I don't know. Plus, on top of that, the years before that, I got so much swag, so it didn't, don't need it this year. But yeah, like, the Infinite Crisis booth was really cool. A cool way to actually try their game out, which is basically to play these carnival games. And I'll show you the card This is the card that they gave us. It's for stamps and whatnot. You can see that the card is incomplete. It's not my card, but it came with a actual like code and stuff like that too, though, for things. But yeah, that essentially what you did was that you had all these different stations and you played the games and they gave you stats for it. So you had one for Green Arrow, which is like you're playing this arrow game. You had a bow and arrow and you had to shoot the target. The other one was Wonder Woman. You had to like throw her, I guess, their little rings onto, it was like a ring toss type game. Then you had Green Lantern, which is so you had to make a paper airplane and throw it through a hole. The one for their actual, like, if you could see like the 10 ones at the top, though, those ones got filled up when you actually like tried their MOBA. So that was a really fun thing though to do, and I actually enjoyed playing that game. I'd probably might play it again. So that was really cool, and then you exchange like how many, like they had like this like raffle or whatever the prize stand thing is. You go up to them and you tell them, you know, like, hey, I want this, and you could get more than one item. Like I ended up getting a lanyard and a hat for it. And the top prizes, though, if you got 24, you basically could get a figurine. There was 2 figurines. There was a Green Lantern figurine and a Harley Quinn figurine. They had a limited supply, so not everybody can get one. My friend, though, got one, so it was pretty cool. What else was there on Saturday I went to go visit? I think that was it for Saturday mostly. There was a lot of stuff at that booth anyways. And so we will continue with Sunday. Okay, so I'm back. Check this out. Time to make all of you guys jealous. This is the official Monster Hunter cat hat that I bought at the Capcom store. I also had bought more swag within this. Actually can go like this. Cool. I actually bought swag at that merchandise table because there was really cool stuff that I could actually purchase. So I got these hats. I got another hat for a friend. I bought my belt, which I don't know if I can show it to you, but it's yeah, it's a Resident Evil belt. I'm a real good fan of Resident Evil. So I got one of those, and oh, what was cool about the Capcom booth was basically they had the Monster Hunter hut outside of it. It was really good. If you guys ever gone on to Kotaku, they have pictures up of the actual Monster Hunter hut, and you can. It was cool because it was like a little miniature store in itself. There's a little bit of merch in there for Monster Hunter, but it was really awesome because it was set up like the one in the actual game. So it was really cool there. I also bought a whole bunch of other stuff on Sunday though too, because like, you know, usually people leave Sunday for the last time for shopping and stuff. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my minifigurines, which I wanted to get so badly. They were like the Tales of ones, and they were sold out already. I was like, so I should have bought them, but I didn't. So disappointed. What else happened on Sunday? Sunday was like more a relaxed day. A lot of us were still recovering because obviously all the partying did on Friday and whatnot, but we did a lot of different like moving around, and we went out to different places. Oh, I made sure though that I actually got my clam chowder. Oh, clam chowder. If you guys have ever been to Boston, they are known for their clam chowder. I recommend it very much. You must go and have it. It was great. If you're not a seafood lover, you will be. If you're allergic to it, I'm sorry, you're missing out, my friend. So yeah, you guys should totally check that out. It is awesome. It's wonderful. It is. I had it in a bread bowl, one of those bread bowl things that they used to have here, but they got rid of. But yeah, it's so delicious. And here, you can take a picture of it. Yep, so that's my bread bowl and my clam chowder. I drooled all over it. It was great. I really like this hat. This is so cute. So, let's see, what else do we do? I had cider also when I went to go eat. It was really good. I love that. That was like the highlight of Sunday, actually. There wasn't any panels that I really went to on Sunday. Actually, I missed out on Saturday though, because I was actually supposed to go to the Final Fantasy panel for FF 15. Yeah, but I decided not to go there because I was like doing other stuff in the meantime. I did go to the booth though on Sunday, which was really cool. I think it was on Sunday. Anyways, we took pictures with the cape because Type Zero was like they had like a really cool photo booth thing for that. Um, what else? Oh, yeah, my shirt, guys. If you recognize my shirt, you play this game, you are awesome. Five Nights at Freddy. Oh yeah. They had other shirts there too as well, like Chica, and I was like, no, I'm not buying Chica. She looks creepy. So I didn't buy her, but I bought this one instead because it's cool and it's got all of them. Um, trying to think of what else there was. There's a lot of stuff though. Like honestly, like I didn't want to try to spend all the monies because I had already spent all the monies when I went to go buy my Ruby stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of money. Anyways, so like, and I'm trying to like check her out to see what else I didn't forget. But anyways, yeah, it was a really great experience. Like unfortunately, the one thing that was disappointing though was I couldn't see most of my friends that weekend though because they were supposed to have free Wi-Fi in the building, but unfortunately both the Wi-Fi and the reception were not happening. Anytime we tried to connect to the Wi-Fi, it was down within seconds. Like we could not communicate with people even if we wanted to. So yeah, that's it. Like I really wanted to actually see my friends more, but we were all like just everywhere in the convention and we didn't get to see each other, so that didn't happen. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't really have any other things to say about the convention because like when I went home it was like 5 o'clock. Oh, and by the way, the daylight savings time thing, holy crap, that did ever screw everybody up though. If you weren't tired before, you were way tired more after that. I'm still feeling it, guys. It's gonna take me like a week maybe to recover from that. Aside from the post-con blues, you know. Um, but yeah, like that's it. We just more or less relaxed more on Sunday, so a lot of us were like hanging out at the actual like Nintendo lounge area, which is like this place with all the beanbag chairs. I mentioned it probably in my last year's video or whatever. Um, but yeah, I really recommend that you guys actually check it out. Some people we were traveling with, it was their first time going, so they were quite impressed by it, and yeah, I definitely hope to see maybe to go again next year. Hopefully they'll have a bigger selection. I don't know. Um, I hope you guys were able to get out to PAX. I don't know, like a lot of people didn't make it though because of the whole ticket thing. But regardless, I really enjoyed myself. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself too. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. Anyways, bye guys.